Good day, you're watching Businessworld Live. I'm Delos Santos and here are today's top stories. Fitch Ratings retains its negative outlook on the Philippines, citing risks such as soaring commodity prices and higher interest rates. Hot money outflows jumped to a 17-month high in September. And the e-commerce sector is seen to drive the country's digital economy into a $35 billion industry by 2025. And Elon Musk completes the $44 billion acquisition of Twitter. First order of business, firing execs he had accused of misleading him. All right, let's begin today's broadcast with Fitch affirming its investment grade rating for the Philippines, but keeping the negative outlook over concerns on the impact of rising interest rates and soaring inflation on the economy. Fitch Ratings maintained the country's rating at BBB, which indicates adequate capacity to pay and low default risk. However, some unfavorable conditions could impede such capacity. Meanwhile, the negative outlook was also retained. Fitch says this reflects risks to the country's medium-term growth prospects, as well as external buffers in an environment of higher interest rates, soaring commodity prices, and weaker global demand. A negative outlook means the credit rater may downgrade the country's credit rating in the next 12 to 18 months. The outlook was revised from stable in July 2021 due to the pandemic's impact on the economy. Now, the Philippines' net outflow of short-term foreign investments rose to a 17-month high in September, reflecting the impact of the U.S. Fed's aggressive monetary tightening. The BSP reports that hot money outflows last month reached $367 million. That's the biggest since the $374 million recorded in April 2021. September also marked the fifth straight month of net outflow of foreign investments. It's significantly higher than the $86.2 million net outflow posted in August and the $24.6 million outflow posted in September last year. Year-to-date, BSP registered foreign investments yielded a net inflow of almost $222 million. Meanwhile, the national government is planning to borrow 215 billion pesos from the domestic market in November. That's 7.5% higher than the 200 billion peso plan this month. In October, the government raised only 118 billion pesos from domestic borrowings. For next month, the Treasury said it will borrow 75 billion pesos in Treasury bills and 140 billion pesos in Treasury bonds. Now, the government reiterates that it will work to sustain the country's economic growth despite global inflationary pressures. Socioeconomic Planning Secretary Arsenio Balisacan says government has developed a program of interventions to address short and medium-term issues for the next 6 years. This as the government seeks to manage risks posed by global headwinds to the country's recovery. Balisacan also emphasizes that the war in Ukraine and natural calamities hitting agricultural production have made inflation persistently high around the world. Despite headwinds, however, economic managers are confident that the Philippines is on track towards a strong recovery from the pandemic. BSP Governor Felipe Medalla also says the economy is strong enough to absorb the effects of policy rate hikes. This as the Bangko Sentral eyes another rate hike in a bid to curb inflation and stabilize the peso. In other news, e-commerce is seen as the main driver in the Philippine digital economy's rapid growth. That's according to a report by Google, Temasek, and Bain & Company. The report shows that the country's digital economy is expected to reach a gross merchandise value of $35 billion by 2025 with a compound annual growth rate of 20%. The e-commerce sector will be the greatest contributor to this growth as it is seen to hit $22 billion in the same period. Other sectors driving the digital economy are online travel, transport and food, and online media. The report also sees sustained growth in the digital financial services sector, which is seen to hit $8 billion by 2025. The country's overall digital economy is expected to reach $100 to $150 billion by 2030. With that projected growth in e-commerce in the Philippines, how is Ninja Van leveraging on the country's digital economy, and how are they gearing up for risks such as inflation? Joining us on the show is their Chief Commercial Officer in the Philippines, Sabina Lopez-Vergara. Sabina, good day. Thank you for joining us on the program today. Again, let's pick up on that report from Google, Bain & Company, as well as Temasek. While they are projecting good numbers for the Philippines, when you try to take a look at the numbers across the region here, they are actually reporting a bit of a slower growth here in the digital economy. This, of course, our consumers are expected to actually hold back on spending due to inflation and higher interest rates. How are you gearing up for that possibility? Is this a worrying picture for Ninja Van?
Hi again, and good morning, everyone. I'll answer your question now. I guess, there are a lot of headwinds that are coming our way. There's the global slowdown due to the war from Ukraine, the COVID lockdown in China. And again, you mentioned the widespread inflation affecting cost of operations for all businesses. And Ninja Van isn't, isolated from that. We're a logistics company, so we're definitely affected by the rising fuel prices, the supply chain surges, and the loss of demand of supply. So I guess the silver lining to all of this is that Southeast Asia is still seen as a growth market despite the headwinds. We're seeing that the working age demographic will be increasing. In the Philippines in particular, it's set to grow by 9 billion next year. That's the working age. So in terms of purchasing power or purchasing power people, that will increase. And we're still preparing to make sure that we serve all of those customers that will be buying online. And as you know, right, the 2 years really kick-started and sped up behavior and habit for buying online. People were now forced to buy groceries, things that they would usually buy in retail. So those behaviors, I think, and habits will stay.
Okay, given all that, what do you think are the other low-hanging fruits here, especially in the Philippine market, that are actually ripe for the picking for Ninja Van?
For us, it's really, we'll see a lot of online businesses come in. A lot of people who were affected by the lockdowns in the last 2 years pivoted to doing online. A lot of businesses had to go online, and those businesses see that this is a really good positive revenue stream for them. And we'll see a bit more of that, especially with the upcoming e-commerce players that are coming into the market. I think TikTok is coming in, and that's a really dynamic platform that will really spur about some change in the younger working age demographic, because it's a hybrid scene of content creators, e-commerce sellers, and consumers like you or myself that would really be absorbed into the platform and buying things there.
Okay, well, we acknowledge, of course, that there are a lot of people who are, and a lot of shops and businesses going online at the same time with restrictions in the Philippines easing up. Are you expecting a bit of a slowdown as well now that you have more stores opening up and a number, of course, of the population deciding to go back to brick and mortar stores?
I think, yes, we will see a slowdown in e-commerce, but we will also see a synergy between the two, right? Retail will now be more of like an experiential event for customers, right? They'll go there because they want to see things, they want to feel things, and maybe think about buying them online later because it might be cheaper, or it might be easier for them, or they might not have the cash on hand right now. So it's really more that synergy of that retail experience and seeing something, whether I can buy it online at a more affordable price range for me, which is what I think would fit, especially those affected by the rising prices.
Now, give us an idea, how exactly are you leveraging on that digital landscape in the Philippines? How many customers does Ninja Van have here in the Philippines, and how are you stacking up against competition?
What I can say is that across the group, we do deliver 2 million parcels a day, right? And Ninja Van Philippines employs 7,000 employees. That consists of riders, back office teams, customer service staff. And also, there's a big investment across the group, around $50 million to improve automation and productivity. So we're really all in when it comes to Southeast Asia. And most especially in the Philippines, because this is the biggest belt that Ninja Van has in the region. So when I say belt, it's the sorting belt in our sorting warehouse in Cabuyao, which is 21,000 square meters. So this belt can process about 20,000 parcels an hour.
Okay, but in terms of your market across the region, what makes the Philippines different compared to your other locations here? And at the same time, what's the biggest challenge here compared to your other source markets?
I'd say I start with the biggest challenge. We're an archipelago. Most of our other markets are mostly land driven. So infrastructure and transport continues to be a challenge here in the Philippines. But at the same time, there's so much opportunity for growth because of that, right? With the increasing infrastructure developments, there's more access to these areas. More internet access, more data access also means fresh consumers that would have never tried or never have been able to purchase online before. So with that expansion means new customers and new growth.
But is the growth here at least slower compared to your other locations in the region? Would you say, or are we, or in a way, somehow we're slowly getting there, or are we at least at par with other locations?
We're definitely getting there. We're at par with our neighboring counterparts. But of course, bigger population countries would be a lot more expansive in terms of their growth in e-commerce.
Now, earlier we were talking about your number of employees. Let's talk about your fleet. How many riders do you have? What business model are you employing? Are they also relatively what we would call a part of the gig economy?
Most of our riders are actually fully employed. So we make sure that we fully employ our riders and they're entitled to government benefits once they enter regularization. So, our riders, they deliver for us. We're a consolidated logistics company. That means we pick up the parcels from wherever you're buying them from. We bring them to our warehouse and use the sorting belt to sort them. And then the next day, they're brought to their final destinations. So whether that be in Metro Manila, Luzon, Visayas, or even Mindanao. So we make use of land hauls, air hauls, and even sea to get your parcels there.
Now, earlier you talked about how the group actually secured that $15 million investment, if I'm not mistaken. I mean, where is that going to proceed, especially here in the Philippines? Where is that going to be allotted for?
It's actually $50 million.
50. Sorry,
so
okay, wow, bigger.
Mas marami. Yes. The Philippines, we're continuously expanding coverage. So we make sure we want to cover 100% of the Philippines. We also want to increase productivities when it comes to our sorting. So maybe you'll see a bit more automation along the way in the Philippines in particular. We also invested in a new North Metro consolidation hub. So this is mostly in the north, to process parcels going to North Luzon, while our Cabuyao hub, which is the bigger one, processes parcels for nationwide.
Okay, given all that, how are things shaping up for 2022? We're about to close out the year, the holiday season coming in. So what are your targets and are you on track to hit those?
We're definitely looking to always improve. Our latest campaign is about being better than before. We see that our customers are evolving. They're really asking for change. They're asking for innovation. And with at Ninja, we do recognize that. So we make sure that we have better parcel handling, better sorting, and of course, faster deliveries. So for us, it's really all about improvements and getting faster and getting better.
Now, give us an idea here. Is Ninja Van in the Philippines already profitable, or are you on the road to profitability?
I can't share that with you, unfortunately. We're still a private entity. So we are really just focused on what we can do for now, working on all the investments that we're getting to ensure that we expand and ensure that our experience for our customers are amazing.
And then lastly, you have this Todo Hustle, No Hassle campaign, hassle-free delivery. How is this different from services offered by other courier companies?
It's actually better than before. Todo Hustle, No Hassle. Yes. So I guess the difference is we really focus on experience. We're not focusing on, what vehicles we have, how big we are, or how expansive we are as a company, but really more what is important to our customers. And our customers vary from our shippers to you guys, the buyers. And we want to deliver an amazing experience to everybody that uses Ninja Van, whether that be from order management all the way down to accepting the order from your rider, the experience that you have when a driver or a rider delivers a parcel to you, all the way down to after sales, right? Account management, customer service. So that's what we focus on, the experience of using Ninja Van as a partner and making sure that experience is better.
All right, all about delivering the complete experience. The hope, of course, is that things would be brighter, especially entering next year. Thank you very much for your time today. Again, Sabina Lopez-Vergara, Chief Commercial Officer of Ninja Van Philippines. Thank you, Sabina.
Thank you.
Let's pause for a quick break, but coming right up after that. President Bongbong Marcos thanks China for providing a multi-million-dollar loan for the Samel-Davao Bridge project. More of that and other stories when Business World Live returns. Stay with us. You're still watching Business World Live here in One News. I'm Jess Delos Santos. Peso-registered BPOs or business process outsourcing companies that are intending to switch their registration to the BOI or Board of Investments have until December 31st to do so. This was announced by PEZOR, the Philippine Economic Zone Authority, through a memorandum circular where they described the process as a, quote, paper transfer. The BOI regulation was the compromise arrived at to allow BPO companies to receive incentives while also offering their employees unrestricted work-from-home arrangements. President Bongbong Marcos thanked China for providing a loan to the Philippines for the construction of the Samal Island Davao City Connector project. The president extended his gratitude during the groundbreaking and time capsule laying ceremony on Thursday, October 27. The connector bridge is estimated to be nearly 4 kilometers long and is expected to be completed in 2027. The framework agreement for the loan was signed last June to the tune of about 17 billion pesos. The president also congratulated China for electing President Xi Jinping for a third term.
Look forward to building upon the directions that President Xi Jinping has given to the People's Republic of China in partnership with the Philippines. We look forward to continuing to strengthen and to bring closer our two countries.
Meralco has signed a 20-year power supply agreement with Terra Solar Philippines Incorporated to meet the power distributor's 850-megawatt mid-merit requirement. Terra Solar is a unit of Terra Renewables Holdings, which is led by Enrique Razon's Prime Infra. Prime Infra said the 850-megawatt supply can power approximately 1.5 million houses per year. The PSA calls for Terra Solar's delivery of 600 megawatts in February 2026. An additional 250 megawatts will be supplied starting February 2026. ATMs nationwide to dispense polymer banknotes. The BSP says there are over 2,400 ATMs which will now be able to release 1,000 peso in polymer and paper money as of August. The Bangko Sentral also encourages banks to transform their cash processing machines to be polymer ready. As part of its test circulation, the BSP plans to complete its staggered release of 500 million pieces of 1,000 peso polymer banknotes by 2023. The limited circulation will assess if the Philippines will also reap the same benefits of polymer banknotes seen in other countries. Now, Elon Musk becomes the new owner of Twitter as he completes his $44 billion acquisition of the social media platform. Under Musk, Twitter will now operate as a private company while shareholders will be paid $54.20 per share. This comes after months-long public and legal wrangling over the deal. Upon acquisition, Musk has fired Twitter's top executives who allegedly misled him about the size of its user base and provided little clarity over how to achieve his ambitions for the platform. Twitter employees have been bracing for layoffs since the transaction was announced in April and Musk announced cost cuts. Musk, however, assured he would not be cutting 75% of its workforce as investors had told him previously. And those are the biggest stories on the economic and corporate front today. I'm Jess Del Santos. We are One News. All sides, all the time. Don't go away. We'll give you the latest on the local bourse when Business World Live returns. Stay with us. Last trading day of the week and the month before the local bourse goes on break for a long weekend. Main index continued its winning streak on Thursday, breaching the 6200 level. Let's see if that continues today, or are traders actually opting out. It seems as though that's the case here. A bit of a sell-off happening here in the main index, as you can see right now. Shares down by close to 1%. We're back to that 6100 level at 6168.74. That's on the back of Fitch ratings affirming the country's BBB rating, but with a negative outlook, signaling risk to medium growth prospects, fiscal adjustment path, and external buffers. This, of course, as interest rates remain high, you have external demand remaining soft, and commodity prices remaining elevated. But this time around, let's zoom in on one particular stock here. I'm talking about SM Investments. That's after tycoon Henry C. said they will tie up with Elon Musk for a satellite broadband service. You have Data Lake, partly owned by C, inking a deal with Musk's Space Exploration Technologies Corporation. Now, this makes it the first integrator of Starlink in the country and in the region. Chairman Anthony Almeida says that Starlink satellites in orbit will provide high bandwidth and reliable internet, crucial especially during calamity. Starlink hopes to roll out the service in the coming months, according to VP for Commercial Sales Jonathan Hoffeller. In fact, SM did already gain yesterday together with the rest of the index, but as you can see right now, a bit of a sell-off happening here for SM stocks, down close to 2.5% at 809 pesos and 50 centavos a piece. Lastly, a quick check on the peso, which strengthened to a one-month high on Thursday at 58.22. Looking at how our currency is doing, continuing to strengthen today, as you can see right here at 58.172 the greenback. That's it for today, October 28, 2022. Join us again Monday next week at exactly 9:30 a.m. You can also catch us on Signal Play. Register for a free account now at www.signalplay.com and stream One News live anytime, anywhere. I'm Jess Delos Santos. Stay safe, Philippines. We are One News, all sides, all the time.